What's good, racing world? This is Matt Dodds, aka Mr. Matt Racing, here to bring you a special edition of Time Trial Tuesday. Now, as you can see, I'm not in my usual studio. I'm right here in a hotel room on vacation. So this is where I'll be filming my Time Trial Tuesday this week, but don't worry, I'll be back in my studio this Friday as I get back into town Thursday. So, with that being said, let's get right into the recap. We were at Texas Motor Speedway this past weekend, and I gotta tell you, the racing, as I expected, better than most people thought. Starting off, we have the Craftsman Truck Series, where Carson Hocevar and Busch led a Spire Motorsports 1-2 finish after Tricon Garage kind of stepped on themselves at the end right there, trying to fight for the win as well. Hocevar's win makes it 6 straight races in the Craftsman Truck Series in which a non-series regular got the win. The last series regular to win was Lane Riggs all the way back at St. Petersburg. Ironically enough, that's when I started making this channel. Anyways, now, the question being, is bushwhacking killing the Craftsman Truck Series this season? Well, if your favorite driver races in the Truck Series full-time, you'd be saying yes, but in my case, I'd be saying it's not killing it. It's just trying to make these guys better. I said a while back that I think Cup drivers and O'Reilly Auto Parts drivers should be running in the lower series more often to try to help these series regulars get a better feel as to what competition they'd be expecting when they're trying to rise to the ranks. I think it's best for the lower series. It brings better ratings, brings more fans because it gives them a chance to see their favorites more often. And with Hocevar winning and becoming as popular as he's getting, let's just say this past Friday night at Texas definitely helped him out. And it helped out the fan base, helps out the sport in general. So I say bushwhacking is not killing the series. It's just helping these guys get better for when it's time for them to start winning. Racing overall, not too bad. Again, Spire 1-2. Hopefully Busch can get it together in Cup. Now, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series racing, on the other hand, well, Junior Motorsports just continues to dominate that series. Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, a heck of a race at the end. Allgaier trying to pass Larson in the last 6 laps, wasn't able to get it done, and Larson used dirty air to his advantage. The question for that, should Justin Allgaier have done something different at the end? Absolutely. I think he was too committed to that outside line at both ends of the racetrack, and he just allowed himself to get stuck behind his teammate Larson at that point. Now granted, yeah, they were teammates at Junior Motorsports this week, but I still think Allgaier should have moved around the track. He should have thrown that car into the bottom lane multiple different times, trying to get the clean air on his car and give himself a better chance to make the pass on the 88, who was struggling as the runs went longer. Even though Larson had the clean air, his car just wasn't up to par to that of Allgaier, but Allgaier just didn't take advantage of it, and it allowed the 88 to scoot away with another victory. So therefore, Allgaier, yeah, should have done something different. He should have thrown that car to the inside. He needed clean air because Texas breeds clean air. Enough said on that. And now we go to the Cup Series. The Toyotas were looking pretty dominant early on as I expected, although extraordinary turn of events to say the least. Christopher Bell was leading and he got wrecked while trying to avoid a spinning lapped car of Todd Gilliland, so his day ended up being finished. Denny Hamlin was up there near the front at the end, but at the end it was Chase Elliott fending off Hamlin for the win. NASCAR's most popular driver gets his second win of the season, this early into the season, might I add. He has never been this early in the season with multiple wins, and needless to say, he's got some momentum going. So the question, is Chase Elliott in the championship conversation? I mean, what else can you say except yes? Elliott's only got 2 races this season where he's finished worse than 20th. And despite the fact that he hasn't been up front as much as some of these other drivers like Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, and even Ryan Blaney, who had an off weekend, Elliott's still getting the finishes and the points, and he's taking advantage of others' misfortunes. I mean, heck, when Elliott got off front at the end of the second stage, there was hardly any looking back for him whatsoever. Kind of goes back to that clean air comment I was just making a second ago. But again, when he got out front, he didn't exactly falter like we had seen in previous races. He kept that car out there, and he took advantage of fast practice speed too. Now, granted, the wreck by Corey Heim towards the end of that race definitely made it a lot more interesting. But Alan Gustafson, the crew chief, faced a lot of scrutiny the past couple of years. He's been pretty aggressive with pit calls this year. He decided to stay out along with 7 other drivers, and it kept Chase out front just long enough to hold off the new tires. And I do want to point out something else that happened on that last lap, or coming to the white flag. Kyle Busch and John Hunter Nemechek got into it on the racetrack. Nemechek gets punted up the racetrack by Busch going into turn 3, and then spins down the track as they're taking the white flag. And I saw some comments on social media recently talking about how if anybody else was leading, it could have been a caution, or it should have been a caution. Or if Hamlin was leading, caution would have been thrown immediately, or whatever. Here's my response to that. By the time Nemechek did a lazy spin, they were already practically in the process of taking the white flag. And yeah, I guess it goes a little bit against what I said Talladega last week when Eric Jones spun. They waited a half lap to throw the yellow. But you got to remember too, this is happening towards the back of the field. And again, lazy spin doesn't happen until Elliott's like 50 feet away from the white flag. So was NASCAR right in not throwing the caution? I say yes, but at the same time, caution comes out shortly after the white, the race is over anyways, it doesn't change the result. It's like it would have had to take something drastic on Elliott's part to lose that race anyways. So the call, I think it was correct. But anyways, what did you guys think about Texas? Did you think it could have been better? Or did you think the racing was better than you expected? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like, share this video, subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit the little bell that notifies you when I upload. I'll link my social accounts below, and I will see you back in town, and I will do a Fast Friday, and we get ready for Watkins Glen. And let's just say for that track, should be a rather easy Fast Friday this week. But until then, see you on the road.